I'm Michael Lynch, and this is Operation Iraqi Freedom. Our story begins with Operation Desert Storm, 1991. U.S. backed coalition forces invade Kuwait in an attempt to drive out the Iraqi occupants. The war lasts only 43 days, but will cause rifts in foreign diplomacy so large that they lead us into a more than 10-year war with Iraq, known as Operation Iraqi Freedom. 12 years after Desert Storm and following the September 11th attacks, rumors begin to spread that the regime, Saddam's regime, has gotten a hold of weapons of mass destruction and chemical weapons. Some officials even go as far to claim that Iraq was somehow tied to Al Qaeda. Either way, everyone knew around the world that an invasion of Iraq was imminent, and war on terror was at hand.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
After just 5 weeks, the entire regime came toppling down. Hussein had been captured and his loyalists had been dealt with. President Bush called the entire operation a complete success, but ironically did not pull out of Iraq until 8 years later. This is where the problems will begin, and this is where the war on terror takes a frightening turn. President Bush could not have been further from the truth. Similar to the war in Afghanistan, once the mission was accomplished, insurgencies rushed to take control of the fallen regime. Iraqi militants, Al Qaeda, ISIS flood the streets of major cities like Fallujah, beginning the war on terror that still looms today and still haunts the streets of Iraq right now. Operation Iraqi Freedom is important to know because, well, it's what we're still going through today. The war on terror is not over. Although we have withdrawn from Iraq and recently Afghanistan, there's still much more to be done if terror groups like this continue to pop up in sporadic places and spread terror throughout the public and kill innocent people. Looking back on the war, one of the most groundbreaking things was the news coverage. This is one of the first wars where civilians actually got to see live feed from the fronts. Reporters were permitted to go with the U.S. Army Rangers that were constantly on the front line and on the move. They endured what the soldiers had to endure and grew an unbreakable bond of soldier and civilian, and they allowed civilians back in America to live through the war as well.